Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is my stained glass journey, and you might be wondering why I chose that name, and the reason is actually very simple. I have always felt very connected to stained glass in any church I grew up in. Again, it's not the stained glass has nothing to do with it. It's not the physical space. It's the spirit of the place that really makes the difference for me and my faith in my churches. But any church I've ever been at, I have just been in awe of the beauty of stained glass and all the different colors, especially the way that when the sunlight shines through, it illuminates the building and illuminates the church. It just adds to the experience. I know it's one of those things that if you've never experienced it, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I remember very clearly when I was in high school, I was very unsure of what I wanted to study. I knew for the longest time I wanted to be a physical therapist. I set my classes in my senior year of high school up so that I was preparing myself to pursue a physical therapy major, and my parents sat me down and said, well, maybe that's not the best idea. Your cousin has a practice, it's closing up. It's not really something that we think you should second guess or think about it some more. So I was heartbroken. I felt really lost, and I was an altar server. So one day I was serving Mass, and the priest, as I was talking a younger altar server through the Mass, said to me, you would make a really good teacher. And at that moment, I'll never forget it as long as I live. I have goosebumps even now. The huge stained glass window that was like right behind him just lit up. The sun was shining through so brightly, and it just really, it almost made it hard to look up because it was so bright. Just how much sunlight was pouring in through that window. It just really kind of made an impact, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. So I know it's one of those things, I talk to my students about it all the time, and they just kind of look at me like, yeah, okay, right. And we were actually practicing for Living Stations, which unfortunately we are not going to get the opportunity to do this year. And the sun just shone through so brightly at the point in Living Stations when Jesus was resurrected. And my students looked at me, and they were like, you talk about that all the time, and there was a different feeling, and the sunlight was pouring through, and it was pouring through the stained glass, but it poured through right at the moment where we announced that Jesus was resurrected. Oh my goodness, you talked about that all the time, and we never believed you, but so I even had some students tell me that is the moment where they understood what I was talking about, and it caused them to believe. So that is why I'm naming my journey after stained glass, because I feel so connected to it. Now, faith is one of the facets of my life, but I'm also a mom, so I am dealing with motherhood and schooling, and I'm trying to get my finances in order, especially with these times right now with Corona. We are in some scary times, and I just want to make sure that I am living as frugally as I possibly can. So, something that I have struggled with, quite honestly, I am 37. Wow, I'm 37, going to be 38, and it took me a long time to get my finances in order and to really kind of track where all my money was going and pay attention. So I'm hoping that by helping and giving tips and following along with me as I shop and plan, that I encourage other people to be frugal as well. I also have a ton of fun things that I want to do too. One of those would be learning to play guitar. So I actually have just started. I am just in the process of practicing my first song, so I am going to be practicing and sharing that with you probably in about a week or so. So I'm giving myself a week to learn the song, a week to learn it. This has been on my to-do list for quite some time, to learn, to spend the time. I just simply never took the time to do it. So now it's priority. I want to be able to play guitar for masses and for my classes at school when school resumes, hopefully next school year. So I did learn a couple chords so far. So I did learn that chord. Don't ask me the name because I don't remember it right now. I know this one. And then I also learned this one. This one takes me a minute to get to, but I learned those 3 chords for the first song that I am learning to play. So check back with me in a couple days. I will post my video of me playing. Everyone has to start somewhere, right? So this is my start. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.